He was
No, talking about
I would say my
Okay, this picture is the wedding picture of Mary Lou and John Zamora that appeared in El Excéntrico. Why don't you tell us about your wedding day?
wedding day.
You,
It was a beautiful
excuse
day.
me, excuse me. So, tell me about your wedding day.
Our wedding day was a very beautiful day. It was raining, but it was sunny. Right after we came out of the church, St. Martin's Church on the west side.
What year?
It was 1960, December the 3rd, 1960. And from there we went to the photographers on the Alameda, and we took our photos, and then we went to the reception at the Eagles Hall on 3rd Street, San Jose. And it was a very beautiful event. It was a lot of people, lots of family, right? We had family that came from Texas, from
all over.
all over.
Yeah, everybody was there.
The information on the Excéntrico tells us that there were like about 500 people there, and I believe that because the invitation was posted in the Excéntrico, so that was like a free invitation.
So, did you mean to invite that many people?
I don't think we know.
We,
No, because we sent out invitations and we had so many people that we could invite. And so because that invitation came out in the Excéntrico, we naturally got people, but it was nice. All the people were very nice.
Yeah, I think we sent out probably between 200 and 250 invitations. And about 250 additional people showed up because they saw the invitation in the Excéntrico, and in those days they took it as an open invitation, and if they know you, they come. And it was funny because we could, I don't know who we invited, who we didn't invite, because we knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who was there we knew, and it turned out to be enough for everybody. Fortunately, my dad, my mom were all cooking, and everybody had just a beautiful time.
What? Who was your best man? Who were your bridesmen?
Well, the best man was my uncle, Zaragoza Zamora, and then we had Charlie Barro, who was my best friend, and I had my brother Al Zamora, and
Brother-in-law.
and we had my brother-in-law Frank Mercado, who was it was a small group. It wasn't a very large group.
Any additions to his list of the men?
Well, we had Eddie Mercado, who was our little ring bearer. He was like about 4. He was very cute. And since then, we see Eddie Mercado every year on our anniversary. He has called us or come to visit us. He's also now senior.
Who were your bridesmaids?
The bridesmaids.
I mean, beginning with your maid of
The maid
honor.
of honor was Johnny's aunt, Esperanza, wife of George Zamora. And then my dear friends, Marie Gutierrez, and then Irma Mireles, who graduated from my school with me.
Which school was that?
We graduated from Willow Glen High School in '54. And then we had Helen Zamora, who's Johnny's sister, who is now a missionary to the Philippines.
And Erica?
And yes, Erica Zamora, who was a little flower girl, also 3.5 years old, who now has a major dance studio here in San Jose and has an annual big event at the
Center for
Performing Arts.
What's the name of the school?
Their name is dance affair.
So, tell me about the reception.
The reception was unique in the sense that we waited, all the guests, mostly women, were waiting for the men to start and the band to start, but we were held up by a major boxing event that was going on at the same time downstairs in the bar area, and all the men were down there watching this heavyweight championship bout. So we had to wait until it was over before we could start our reception.
So, John, were you downstairs trying to get the men to come out?
Too. You were all rooting and screaming. I can't remember who was boxing, but I think it was probably Rocky Graziano, Marciano, and somebody else. And we were all screaming and yelling. Then somebody came running and said, "The band wants to start, and we have to start the dance." So everybody looked up, and we ran up to the dance hall, and we got things rolling.
So, who was the band?
Vernon Brooks was the band playing. He had a 20-piece band. My brother Bobby was in charge of the music, and we had music galore. We had his group was playing, which was a 5-piece band, and then the 20-piece orchestra. We had a mariachi, and we had a trio rolling around. So, since he was a musician, he knew them all. So everybody wanted to go.
I recall that Vernon's wife sang with the band.
Yvonne, yes, Yvonne Brooks was a very good vocalist, and we still in contact with her.
So, and by the way, the Vernon Brooks Band had the name the Vernon Brooks Band, but it also had another name.
Yeah, well, when he used to play in events, Anglo events, he was Vernon Brooks. When he used to play for the Mexicans, it was Bernabé Fuentes.
Everybody loved him. Everybody loved Vern. Everybody knew him.
What do you recall of all the music?
Oh,
The groups,
music
the different
was-
groups.
The music was great. It was salsa, romantic, mambo, cha-cha-cha, all the different dances that were in that very popular. So everybody danced. There was everybody that, that was young enough to dance was out there, even everybody, even the older generations. That's,
So, what were you doing at the time of your wedding regarding working or?
I was working in the emergency room at Valley Medical Center, and as a clinic clerk, and I was very used as a interpreter because there were very few girls that would speak Spanish working, so we were used. There were several of us girls used as interpreters, so I was busy in the emergency room. And John was working at Kimber's Farms in San Jose, Mission San Jose. And that's what we did. But so we were struggling young people trying to, financially get along. And we had an old, between us, we had an old Pontiac, and John had a TR3. And we couldn't fit in the TR3 to go on our honeymoon, so when we walked out and we were gonna leave in our old Pontiac, that John's uncle George loaned us his car, which was a pink Cadillac convertible. So he gave us the keys and gave us the gas money, and we went off on our honeymoon, and we were trying to be discreet, but in this car, everybody knew what was going on. We were going down Monterey Road, and it had some leftover balloons and stuff hanging off of it. So we went to our honeymoon in a pink Cadillac and everybody honked at us on the freeways. Right, honey?
1959 pink Cadillac.
And where did you go on your honeymoon?
Well, there was a real popular orchestra playing in Los Angeles, so we were going to go to Los Angeles, and we did go to Los Angeles. La Playa Sextet was playing, and Mary Lou liked him very much, so I said, well, let's go. We'll spend our honeymoon in Los Angeles, and then we'll spend a few days. We'll cross the border, and we went to Tijuana.
Oh, that's where that group was playing?
No, the group was playing in Los Angeles,
Oh, okay.
the Pavilion in Los Angeles.
What was Tijuana like at that time?
Well, if you stayed in the main strip, it was okay. It was about a couple of blocks where the nightclubs were, and that's where we stayed. There was a couple of hotels. We stayed in a hotel there, and it so happened Los Tres Haces were playing right below where we were staying. So we got to hear them, and it was nice. It was quiet. It was safe. You could walk on the streets. We didn't have a problem, and if there was a problem, we didn't even think about it. Everybody was nice. So.
Mary Lou, what do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that it was very, very nice. We enjoyed ourselves. And, we were. Johnny had a friend there. You remember that?
Yes.
He was a boxer, and he came and he spent the day with us. Yeah, a little while, and it was fun going to different areas.
Who was your friend, John, the boxer?
Yeah. And actually he was, I can't remember his name, but he was a top contender. He was in the top 3 contenders. He was a welterweight, Indio something. I befriended him here in San Jose. He came and boxed here one time, and he was one of the most popular boxers on Friday night fights, But we had a nightclub, so he came to our club, and we got to be friends. And when he always told me, when you come over here, just call me, and I'll show you around. So we felt very safe with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, Mary Lou mentioned that just before marriage, that you had graduated, that she had gone to Willow Glen High School. What about yourself?
I went to Willow Glen too. I went to Willow Glen High School. I had a good experience at Willow Glen. I went out for baseball, football. I lettered in football, baseball, and track at Willow Glen, and that was my best report that I can give you. I was a pretty good athlete. The grades were so-so, but we had a good experience. We were lucky that there was 5 of us there that were Latinos. That was it. And even though we didn't hang around together, there was something that kept us together. Like whenever we'd had a rally or something, the girls would wear the uniform of the football players, and Mary Lou got to wear my uniform all the time.
I know. The cheerleaders used to pick me all the time to be Johnny. And they used to call Johnny the Bangay Kid because after the football games he would massage himself with Bangay because of all the aches that he would get from playing football. So I had to be the Bangay girl. So it was fun. We were just friends in those days,
Where did you live? Where did your family live that you went to Willow Glen High?
We lived on Mastic, right off Willow Street, close to First Street. Yeah, we were right on the border of either going to Lincoln High School or going to Willow Glen, and we got stuck with Willow Glen.
Where was your family home at that
We
time?
lived not far from there. We lived on Little Orchard, which is off of Alma, Den, and Alma. And we were right on the border of that Willow Glen, just we were all, anybody that was on that street and on San Jose Avenue went to Willow Glen.